Swear it's been 700 degrees in here since you came.
Hi, I'm Jack James. Welcome back to my channel, and I wanted to talk about an email sent to me from a guy who just started a job as an IT administrator, and he's been given the tasks to sort his network out, and obviously he's taken over somebody else. So there's been 3 servers installed, no redundancy in place, and sort of a backup drive. But we wanted to make it more secure, and obviously put some load balancing type features in on his network. So here's my sort of views what I would do. Obviously he's given me the spec of the servers. So the Proliant servers, there's 3 of them. They're all rack mount servers, and they're very high spec actually. What's been installed from what I've seen, and obviously they've got 25 users running a database, which is not massively big. Those servers are way over spec'd, but in our favour, we can create something really fantastic out of that by using Vmware virtual environment. We can virtualize all what they've got onto one single box, then have the second box as a load balancing box, so it's quite achievable. We may have to purchase some hard drives, so if they're not raided already, we can install some 4 drives in each of the bays, because each server can hold 4 drives, and put in RAID 5 and lots of disk space. Now the first server I will do is I need to identify which Proliant has what we call the DC domain controller on it, because obviously it's got got the master and it's got a secondary, and he was basically saying in his email, can't understand why you've got a secondary in such a small environment. Normally they put a secondary domain controller in if one of them was on one site, one was on the other site, and they had like a VPN link between it. So if the link went down, the client still could log into their PCs, but they wouldn't gain access to the file and print depending which side they're on. So it's sort of pointless. If you've got a file server at each side, and one is a backup domain controller, one is a primary domain controller, then that site saves locally, the other site saves locally, then you've got the VPN link to be able to cross files over, then that's why you would have 2 domain controllers. But nowadays nobody does that anymore, because it's so much easier, because obviously broadband's not mega fast. It means implementing very expensive lease lines at a 10 meg or 100 meg plus to be able to get some sort of proper access to each site and nice and speedy, or just sitting there waiting all day for files. So this is what I would do. I need to identify which one's the secondary domain controller, and if it's only running as a domain controller, as a secondary, we need to demote it, get it off the network safely. Then we can use that box as a primary, as a VMware box. We install VMware bare bones version, so that will install straight onto the hardware. Then we'll then be able to create the virtual environments. Now what I would do is I'll create a file and print environment. I'll create an Exchange server, email server, and then obviously the database server that you currently have on there as well. And I will create a terminal server as well, so we can sort of not just make the environment better, but obviously allow users to access systems much faster and quicker. And then if you decide you want to grow to multiple locations around the world, then terminal server is probably the best way to go, especially on low latency or low speed internet connections. Then users then be able to work from home if they want to. If they come a bit sick, but they can carry on sending emails during the day, they can then connect from home and then carry on responding to emails and stuff like that. So quite a good way of working. Now, so once we identify that box, I'll run VMware bare bones onto the server, because you've got 16 gig of RAM in each of the servers, which is ample enough. We can always increase that to 48 gig, or if we want to, we can put lots more in it, because that box will support nearly over 300 gigabyte of RAM, which is brilliant. So the servers are over-spec'd from what you got anyway. So terminal server on that, and that will be the remote desktops for the remote users, or for all users. So if users are only using Microsoft Office, this database client, and want to use Outlook of email and stuff, then that's a perfect way to go for everybody to use, whether local to the server or in a remote location. Once you've got that all set up and installed, then we can then take the other box offline, and we can then configure that as another VMware server box, but this time load balancing, or some way of, once you buy, we do the free version install first, because that's the whole functionality of VMware, minus it's restricted to certain things it will do. Then if you buy the full version, then it opens it up to do like load balancing, snapshot and things like that you can do. Now once you've got the license on that, we can then tell the other box to literally mimic the main box. Then you've got redundancy, you've got an infrastructure redundancy. So if one server fails, you've got a second server, and because it's like mirroring all the time, it's always live. And if you decide you want to bring the main server down to do some maintenance upgrades, you can flick the user on the other box so they can carry on using. So there's minimised downtime in case of hardware failures, link failures and stuff. The servers also have like 4 redundancy network cards installed. So the VMware, we can team the cards up, giving you 4 gig backbone to each server. So we're going super fast for data copying, super fast for users to access it with as well. And also there'll be redundancy built into that. So if a network NIC card fails or goes to pot, it's only going to reduce the network speed from 4 gig to 3 gig. I mean, everybody in normal office environments normally on a gigabit anyway. So having more cards installed, teamed up as one, creates a really nice fast speed access. Especially if you've got 25 users sharing file and print, it should make it really super quick, especially file copying massively quicker. So there's lots of pros to this and very little cons. The little con bit would be getting the other 2 servers into the environment, things like that, which again, it's easy to do as long as you know how to do it. So we would do it one at a time. So that's what I would do. Then create a terminal server environment for remote desktop, so you can then run Office, database clients, and Outlook. Bring the emails away from Google Plus and put it onto Microsoft Exchange. Then that opens up to calendar sharing, out of Office replies, all that sort of stuff you can do on Office. Then you can sync that with your phone. So if you run on iPhones will sync perfectly brilliantly with Exchange. So you can sync all your notes, your calendars, inboxes, things like that. So you can have remote mail on your mobile phone as well as access from the desktop. And then that way you centralize file and print, so file and print becomes accessible from both sides. So you can keep all the data under one roof. So there's no sort of VPN links to drag data off and stuff. It's all instantly fast, instantly quick, no matter where the user is based. So that's what I would go for. So if that's everything you think, yeah, that's what I want to do, Jack, that sounds great. Where do we start? Let me know if that's the way you want to go. Then we can then start progressing, because I would like to have a look what's on the boxes, see what physical server and CPU you've got, so make sure that's compatible with the VMware product. And obviously if it's got 6 cores in the CPU, fantastic. If it's got twin CPUs with 6 cores each, even better for VMware. We can run, in theory, all your services and all the servers you currently got on one box. And each virtual environment will be super fast. So you'll be neutralizing the power of the box in the correct way. At the moment you're under neutralizing the server in theory, because you'll probably find the servers are not even hitting 1% usage on the CPU on that side, but they'll still be super quick anyway. Adding more RAM will always make terminal server environments and virtual environments much quicker. Had a client that run Microsoft Virtual Server, their own sort of product to virtualize things, and he run Exchange, he run terminal server from it, he run SQL Server from it. And currently here on my virtual environment, I'm running Microsoft Office, I'm running Outlook, I'm running SQL Server, I'm running QuickBooks, and also running Sage as well on my network. And my back end, I've got 4 network cards running 4 gigs, so the copying between systems are really quick. And then I'm running it over broadband, so all my clients connecting over broadband back to here, nice and fast. And that's the way forward. And that's the way to go. Then that way you can expand nicely. Boss can go on holiday and remote desktop into his desktop, checking emails, or if you want to work from abroad, he's got the opportunity to do that. So it's easy done. So let's get things sorted out. So if that's where you want to go, get back in touch with me. You've got my email address, and we'll go from there. And anybody out there is watching this video as well, something you want to do, or there's something already got an environment taken over from, not sure what to do, get in touch and I'll be happy to help you guys. So thanks for watching. Remember that subscribe button and like the video, and any comments you got below, message put them below and I'll respond to them. So thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.